us, no way. They ain't got like us, no way. They ain't got like us, no way. They ain't got like us.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to my video. It's your girl Rocky here, and I am back with another surgery video. This is going to be part 2 to my surgery safety video. So there's a few things that I discussed. The video was pretty quick because my battery was dying, so I decided to just put everything in a part 2. And let's get into it, because I have my notes here to make sure I cover everything that I wanted to cover today. So yeah, so I want to start by the reason why I'm making this video in the first place is there's a lot going on in the surgery groups on Facebook and probably other places. Things that you see in the surgery groups are not necessarily normal. Don't go in there thinking like, oh, this is what everybody do, this is what they have to do to get through to get their surgery. No, that's not what a lot of people do. There's a select few people in there that actually don't really, they disregard their safety. Okay, and of course if they disregard their safety, they're going to disregard your safety. They're not going to consider your health because they didn't even consider their health. So it's out of desperacy that a lot of these comments come out of places because they want the BBL or lipo by any means necessary. But I'm here to tell you, it is not normal. No, everyone is not doing this. And for all my dolls and future dolls out there that are looking to get surgery, if somebody asks you to do any of these things, or they tell you or request that you do something crazy and that's just on left field, just understand why they're doing it. Okay, one, they don't care about you. They don't love you. They don't even know you. Okay, and if they would be willing to do something like that to themselves, they don't even care about themselves. So just understand that if they don't care about their own health and safety, why would they care about yours? Now, I'm going to go over some questions that I see on the surgery group, and I'm going to give you some answers that I see people give on the surgery group, which are just things that are considered to be not normal, not safe, not okay, or anything on any level. So let's get right into it. So one of the first questions I see is, when did you quit smoking? And I feel like a lot of people ask this question in a surgery group of, when did you quit smoking? And people will come in there, red flag number 1, and say, oh girl, I smoked the day before I had my surgery. And just don't tell them, they won't know, or they checked and they still gave me my surgery type stuff. Always be honest with your doctor, because if they know you smoke, they're going to do an extra caution step. They may not turn you away, but they're going to make you get an albuterol treatment before your surgery. So don't be scared to let them know, I relapsed a week ago, I smoked. You know, they'll give you albuterol treatment or something like that before your surgery to make sure that your lungs are open enough to and healthy enough to go through with the procedure. Yes, it may cost you another $100, $200, but it's not a all end all be all. Okay, so just be honest. Do not, and some doctors probably will turn you away, but at the end of the day, you don't want to put yourself under the influence of something like invasive surgery and you know you done messed up. So just keep that in mind. Another, and I touched on this in my part 1, not the when did you quit drinking question, but this is the question: when did you quit drinking? And what I would say in there is, I see a lot of girls in the surgery group talk about how, oh, I didn't stop drinking until a week before surgery. I didn't stop drinking until 2 weeks before surgery. Okay. They asked the question, and these girls are answering honestly. But keep in mind that if your doctor told you to stop drinking 3 weeks, 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks out before surgery, that's what you should be doing. Do not take the fact that somebody else stopped drinking 4 days before their surgery and decide, oh, I don't have to stop drinking until 4 days before my surgery, because of the simple fact that just because that person was okay, don't mean you will be okay. So always consider your safety and your health. You are not the same person as that person. Your body probably takes longer to heal than that person. So always keep that in mind, and please take heed to all of these answers when they give it to you. Do not think that that is okay. I mentioned in part 1 about a girl. I watched her vlog, and she had actually had a drink the day before surgery. She had a margarita. She got to Miami and she wanted to experience Miami and feel like she was on vacation. She like, I came down here to get surgery. It's her first time in Miami. She wanted to experience the vacation side of it. So her and her friends went out the night before surgery and they had drinks and they did have a margarita, and she vlogged the whole experience. She only had one. At the same time, she was 22 years old, 21 or 22. And she had her surgery the next day and she was fine. But I stated in the video before that just because she was fine don't mean you'll be fine. So do not follow these bad habits that people are having when they're having these surgeries, because you're not them. Okay, you do what your doctor tells you to do, flat out. And another thing I wanted to talk about, okay, we'll skip that part. Another common question that I see a lot, the numbers may fluctuate, but another common question that I see a lot is, how can I lose 25 pounds by next month, or in 3 weeks, or in a month? How can I lose 40 pounds in a month? And I've seen this question so many times, and so many people suggesting all these unhealthy ass tricks to try to get you to flush fat out your system. I even saw somebody suggesting taking a shot of bleach in their water. No. Now with me, I usually don't even I don't comment. I see it, but I don't usually comment on a lot of stuff. But sometimes when I see stuff like that where it get too out of reach, where these people are not saying, are you crazy? Why would you do that? They're literally considering it. I will go underneath it sometimes and tell them, like, do not do that. Like, you just gonna have to push your surgery date back or whatever. They might post a status like, shit, I done already paid for this, this, and that. My room paid for. I still got to lose 30 pounds. What do I do? And it be filled with fuck shit. And I'm going to keep using that word, okay? Not okay. Like, you have to gauge. You got to gauge these things. You got to know what common sense is. Do not be blaming nobody else when you mess your body up. Because you can do that, have surgery, and then you're going to have all these gastrointestinal issues, and you're going to blame the doctor. It's going to be as a result of the surgery. Absolutely not. And I mentioned this also in my part 1, where a girl was suggested to go to her street doctor and get some Perk 30s because the medication that they were going to give her in the DR was not going to be strong enough to get her comfortable after surgery. She was told to go to her street doctor, purchase Perk 30s, and pop one right after surgery. That was probably the worst, other than the bleach, the worst thing that I seen on there, because the medications conflict with each other. You don't know what that doctor put inside of you while you were under on the table to stabilize you. So why would you put a Perk 30 in yourself? And that's how you overdose yourself. And a lot of women do overdose when they have issues and they end up passing away. Some of those do be overdoses, and it's because the medicine is counteracting with what you had in your system. It don't be all the way out your system. Just because you woke up from surgery don't mean that medicine is going out of your system. They do put some medication in your IV to reverse the medication so that you can wake up, but that stuff still be in your system. And that's why you get what the doctor recommends. You go get the prescriptions he gave you. You don't try to go out and take a Perk 30 after being, under. If they don't prescribe you a drug that's strong, you ain't supposed to have it in your system. Period. It's not normal. And I'm going to say it again. No, everybody's not doing that. Okay? She posted a status on the surgery group. She said, I miss my period. Or she said, I'm late on my period and I'm scared that I'm pregnant. What should I do? My surgery's in 3 weeks. A lot of people said, don't say nothing. It's too early. It's not going to hurt the baby. It was so many comments suggesting that she go ahead and go through with the surgery. Just don't say nothing. And that the test might come back negative. A lot of people tests come back negative. It might not be far enough along. And it might have been 2 weeks or something like that. My surgery in 2 weeks, but she was late on her period. But they saying it's probably not gonna pick up on the pregnancy test and this and that. Just don't say nothing. And I'm like, that is like the absolute worst. Like, I'm like, this supposed to be a support group. Got it. But we supposed to support people through health, for health reasons. We want to make sure everybody okay. So it's like all this negative stuff. And this is a lot. This is going on regularly in there. And this is what a lot of people don't talk about. The last one I'm going to give you is probably the one that happens the absolute most in the surgery group, y'all. It happens so much. And I think that people, and maybe I'm going too far with this one. Maybe this is a girl code and nobody should even mention it because nobody has mentioned it, but it happens the most in the surgery groups. And I don't want to get anyone in trouble or make doctors change their way of doing anything, but I'm going to just say it like this. The doctors want you to go and get your hemoglobin and get these tests done by your family physician. And a lot of people are skipping that step. They don't have a family doctor or whatever it is, and they're paying money to have people forge the paperwork so that they can be cleared for surgery. If that ain't one of the most dangerous things that I have seen going on in the surgery groups, I don't know what to say. If you don't have a physician or insurance to go and get this stuff done, what I would suggest you do is go out of the country. It is still safe. I went to the DR, and not for that reason, but I still ended up going to the DR because I found it to be better for me. But yeah, they don't make you do all of that pre-testing. They do everything there before you get there. So all you want to do is go to like a urgent care or something like that and get your iron levels checked and stuff like that. Your hemoglobin is more than likely than not going to be good as long as you took your Hemoplex and your iron pills and stuff like that. Your vitamin C. As long as you got that Hemoplex, your hemoglobin should be okay for surgery. And even if it's not, they're going to help you and they're going to give you stuff to make that go up. And you might actually have to stay there 4 days longer and postpone your surgery for 4 days, but they're going to get you there, but trying to skip steps to get cleared for surgery, then when you go down there to have surgery and your levels was too low, then you see videos and stuff of people passing out and they fainting and all kinds of stuff because their blood levels was too low in the first place. So after surgery, now you in dangerous levels. And that's not okay. And I understand that everybody assumes that they're healthy because they don't have no health issues that they can see right up front. But that's not the case for everybody. So always try to do things the right way. That's why the doctors got the situations set up the way they did. They want your family doctor to get this checked for you. They want them to sign off. And then they want to get you there, do some more testing. They want you to take care of yourself in the meantime, in between time, and then surgery can happen. Don't skip the steps. Like, don't pay nobody. It's people all up in there actually advertising. They regular girls like me that it's like, shit, I did my own paperwork and I know it got me my surgery, so let me just forward some other people paperwork. I'm going to charge them $190. And they'll sign off and they'll give a fake phone number so in case the doctors do come check, they can answer and say, yeah, and they'll have your information in the phone and say, yeah, and they'll confirm everything for the doctor if it goes that far. But that is like wild to me. Just try to understand that these people are not doctors. They're not medical professionals who viewed your charts. They don't know what's going on with your body. It is simply a support group. Stop asking people, when did you stop wearing your faja? Ask your doctor when you can stop wearing your faja. Because everybody is different. Some people can't even go into a faja after surgery because they may have lipo burns that didn't show up yet. But the doctor will tell you, okay, you got a lipo burn on your right side, your right abdomen, or your right, whatever. They know that burn is going to show up within 2 days. So no, they can't put a faja over a lipo burn. You might not see it, but they know and they're going to let you know. Don't put on no faja until you take care of this lipo burn or whatever. And so some people are different. They're not going to be able to wear a faja. And when they do finally get in a faja, they have to wear it longer. Some people may have to wear it longer depending on their weight, depending on how much fluid they lost or how much fluid they were body was retaining and all that kind of stuff. So the doctors will let you know. Some people go home with their drains still in because they're literally having a lot of fluid, and they keep them drains in for a month. Believe it or not, it's a lot of people who keep the drains in a month, where other people who didn't have that much space inside of us only had to wear our drains for 5 days. So those people have to wear their fajas longer because their bodies heal slower. You know, so it just depends on the person. And guess who's gonna know? Your doctor, because he got your chart. These other people in there, they don't know when you should stop wearing your faja. Stop asking them that. You know, it's supposed to be a support group. The support group is supposed to be simply for, say for instance, I didn't know. Say I'm having a weird pain, a weird sharp shooting pain after my surgery. If y'all hear that cat outside screaming, I'm sorry. But say I'm having a weird shooting pain and I try to contact my doctor and his assistant and I can't get nobody. And I'm curious, what the fuck is it? Now I'm gonna go in a surgery group. Hey, I'm experiencing this and that. Is this normal? Have anybody else experienced this? And then you might get like 30 people like, yeah, I have, or my best friend did, and my doctor said it was normal and that it happens to a lot of people, and a lot of people may say the same thing. Now you know, okay, it's nothing to worry about too much. But you know, you ain't gotta go rushing to the ER or something like that. What surgery supplies should I buy? Like, do I have everything? And drop a list of what you got. They'll tell you what you're missing. You know, it's supposed to be a support group like that. It's not supposed to be a support group to get other people to do things that's harmful to themselves so that they can get surgery. We want everybody to get their surgery, but if the time ain't right, it ain't right. You know, if something ain't right with your body, by all means, turn me away. When it comes to my body, turn me away. I don't want to go under the knife. If something is wrong that's dangerous to my health, I would be very pissed off at my doctor if he went ahead and did my surgery instead of telling me, hey, we need to get this together first. We can't, you know, thank you. I'm going to feel blessed. And yeah, I might lose out on some money or it might inconvenience me a little bit, but I'd much rather have my life and make sure I can get the surgery and get, you know what I mean, get home and heal. You know, so just keep that in mind. These are not, it's not to put you in a trick bag. Like, stop letting people put you in a trick bag. If you don't see the red flag and your eye don't get squished a little bit, you might be naive. And there's a lot of gullible people on this earth, and that's why it's not fair for people to suggest that they go out here to their street doctor and buy Percocets and all that kind of stuff. Like we got to do better as a unit, because we are supposed to be supporting each other as sisters, surgery sisters, dowels, fellow dowels, all of that. Like, but we not about to be putting each other at risk. So the suggestions, just know that it's not normal and that we don't do that around here. We don't do that. We gonna work and we gonna make sure that we're supporting each other after surgery. We're gonna check up on you, make sure to see how you feeling, are you okay, and all that kind of stuff after your surgery, and letting us know when you're going under, you know, in the groups. But other than that, like, I wouldn't suggest you do what the minority is doing, because there are the minority. It's more people in that group than not that actually care about their health, and they don't do those things. Anyways, guys, stay tuned for the next one. It's your girl Rocky. Don't forget to smash the like button and the subscribe button to get more content like this. I will see you guys in the next one. Rocky.